This treasure, I summon.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and this is going to be another short one, but I hope to get a longer video out soon. So first of all, I didn't expect the Henry Danger video to get as popular as it did. If anything, I was expecting under 100 views, and maximum I was expecting a couple hundred, capping out maybe 300, but to get over 1,000 views on it, I did not expect. So thank you all for that. But I'm here to talk about the Kagurabachi manga. So I've made it a point to try and read it, and I finally did. I ordered volume 1 off of Amazon, which I believe is the first 4 or 5 chapters. And I want to give my quick little 2 cents on it. This is going to contain spoilers for the first couple of chapters, but I won't be revealing anything too major, just enough to give you guys an idea of what it's about and what it is. So, Kagurabachi is about this boy named Chihiro. His father is a master swordsmith in a world full of sorcerers, so his father creates 6 enchanted swords during the war, and during the war, those swords are used to end it. After the war ends, he tries to live a peaceful life with his son, who is, I believe, 15 at the time. But one day, Chihiro witnesses a bunch of sorcerers come over. They manage to break the spell on their house, and they kill Chihiro's father right in front of him. And they take the 6 enchanted swords. Chihiro, at that time, did not have any fighting experience. All he wanted to do was become a swordsmith like his father. So, the story takes place 3 years after that. Chihiro is now in care of his father's friend. His name is Shiba. He calls him Mr. Shiba. Mr. Shiba has been training Chihiro for the past 3 years on how to become a swordsman and all that. And Chihiro wields a secret 7th enchanted sword that his father had been making. And with this, his goal is to, try and kill the sorcerers who use the enchanted blades for evil, and those who killed his father. So he tries to get leads on how to find those people, since he knows nothing about them except for the organization name. And he finally gets a good clue when a friend of theirs says that this little girl had come into her shop, her service store or whatever, and that she's being followed. So Shiba and Chihiro go to check it out. And Chihiro and Shiba actually find out that the little girl, I forgot her name, but she is actually being hunted down by the same organization, or organization around the one that killed his father. So Chihiro agrees to help, and Shiba does as well by default. And Chihiro manages to fight off and win against the pursuer who's chasing the little girl. And Shiba manages to get information out of him, but he later dies, obviously, because he's just a lackey, and his boss is the one that killed him because he didn't complete his mission. He didn't get the little girl. So later on, Chihiro is trying to drive away with the little girl, trying to get her to safety because he wants to protect her, since she is being hunted down by the people who took the enchanted swords. And he is stopped by a whole gang of people, and their goal is to retrieve Chihiro and the girl because the organization has placed a large bounty on both of their heads. Chihiro's able to fend some of them off, but he's overwhelmed by this one person who has the ability to reveal your worst trauma. So if he grabs your head or something like that, he can make you relive your worst memories and put you in a state of shock, whereas 2 seconds will have passed in the real world, while it feels like years have passed for you. He is overwhelmed by this guy, but he is able to somehow overcome him. He doesn't win, but he's able to get his sword back, since the guy does steal his sword. And this mysterious man appears because Chihiro is now facing 3 different people who want to claim his bounty, and he's trying to get out with the girl. But this guy appears. He's a friend of Chihiro's. He's a friend of Mr. Shiba's. And he works for the government. So he helps Chihiro fight off those people. He doesn't use sorcery, but everyone else does. And they find out from this government worker, I also forgot his name, that there is a black market auction going on in about a month or 2 or 3, and one of the people who have an enchanted sword is going to be there. So he advises Chihiro not to intervene because he is way out of Chihiro's league. And his name, hold on, I have it. Give me one moment. I believe his name is Sajo. So Sajo manages to find Chihiro and the girl. He goes to the store, or whatever it's called. It's just like some, lounge for people to hire services and find information on each other. So he goes there, he finds Chihiro and engages in a battle, and that's where it leaves off. So overall, I'd say Kagurabachi is really good. I believe there's like 50-something chapters or more by now, and I will read them all eventually, but I want to try and read as many as I can from the volumes, and Volume 2 doesn't release in English until February, so that's going to be a hassle. Mendokusai, but so far there are great action scenes. It gets straight to the point. There's no unnecessary, I am Chihiro, my father died, I loved everything about him. It just gets straight to the point. It gives you his backstory for about a chapter, and then gets straight into the action right away. And the action scenes are actually pretty good for manga panels, better than PNG lock. But the storyline is also interesting because it's kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen in a way, if you think about it, because Kagurabachi has Chihiro. I guess he knows how to use sorcery too, and he uses a sword. He wields a sword. He uses sorcery in the sword. He imbues his techniques into the sword, just like Yuta Okotsu. Yuta commonly fights with a sword, and he imbues techniques into it. He uses his own regular jujutsu sorcery, and two are kind of the same. Yuta's parents died, although actually, I don't think Yuta's parents are dead, but you get the point. The two are similar. So imagine Yuta had a powerful dad, and that dad died. Now Yuta's on revenge. I guess you could say he's going for Kenjaku. And that is Kagurabachi. That is Chihiro going for whoever killed his father. So, terrible analogy, I know. But it really is a good manga. I would give it an 8 out of 10 right now, just based off of these first 4 chapters. Sorry, 8 chapters. I'm kind of stupid. There's 8 chapters. So the concept of these enchanted blades is very interesting, because you could think of it as the first arc of Dragon Ball. His goal is to find the Dragon Balls, while Chihiro's goal is to find the enchanted blades, but he has to fight powerful enemies to do so. So instead of fighting Soju and the organization, it's Goku fighting, instead of Goku fighting the Pilaf gang, the Red Ribbon Army, King Piccolo, it's Chihiro fighting Soju and the organization. Terrible analogies, I know still, but it's a very interesting concept, and I really like it. I will read the rest of the manga that is going on right now, and I do have a video actually coming out whenever I finish this Kagurabachi manga up to date on Kagurabachi versus Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi, 2 of my favorite mangas right now that have just started releasing. I believe Kyoshi's on chapter 20. So anyways, again, Kagurabachi has amazing action. It gets straight to the point. I'm not too sure about the world building just yet. I'm sure they will get there, but it's not overly complicated, where it's just swords and magic basically, and combining the two concepts is really cool. It's kind of actually, the best example would probably be Demon Slayer, where they use a whole bunch of techniques that are reliant on the swords. Chihiro's techniques are all reliant on the sword. I don't think he can use sorcery without his sword. If I had $1 for every time I said sword in this video, I'd probably be rich by now. But yeah, so very similar to Demon Slayer and Yuta. But I have a feeling that Kagurabachi will only get better in the future, especially since there's a lot that is going on right now. I really want to see how this black market auction goes. It reminds me of the Phantom Troop trying to buy the Great Island in Hunter x Hunter. So, yeah. But Kagurabachi is great. It's not up there yet, like people glaze it to be, but I do like it because, especially the every morning I wake up with fresh hatred. That is goated. I've heard about that actually before I read the manga, because on April Fools for 2024, Jujutsu Kaisen and Kagurabachi swapped Discord icons and names. So that's how I found out about Kagurabachi, and people were talking about the quote. Looked it up and found it out. So it is goated, but it is not too good yet. It will get there, I know it will. It has the potential, so does Kyoshi, but that's for a different day. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I rambled on for a bit longer than I planned to, but the next video should be just anime in general. All the anime I watched in 2024, I think. One of these will come out. I don't know which one's going to come out first. Probably this video, but you get the point. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.